Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. It's your boy Real Talk Mall. We got a full house. A lot of guests, Happy New Year, our first episode in a long time. But before I get into all of that, I'm going to have my peoples introduce themselves. We're going to start to the right of me and then go around.
Hi, everyone. I'm new to the Friend Zone. See, very new. I'm Sadani. I'm here to share my point of view for the ladies. So we'll see how that goes.
Hey guys, I'm Sylvia. Doing the same.
Yeah, Sensei in the building. Happy New Year, everybody. I missed y'all.
It's your boy Cliff Brockman now. I'm blessed to be in the New Year's.
Hey everybody, it's Miss G, also known as Miss Natural Distinction. I'm happy to be here. I'm just wishing all y'all Happy New Year.
All right. Thanks you guys. So, we've been off for 2 months. Part of it was the holidays. Part of it was, unfortunately, I came down with an illness. I had to have emergency surgery, and by the graces of God, I'm still here. I almost died, but you know what? Yes. God gave me another chance to be back to talk to you guys, so I'm happy about that. So I'm going to jump right into it. And the first topic is something that's, it was kind of funny to me because I always see how, we see a happy couple. Everybody thinks the couple's happy. Everyone makes that couple, quote-unquote, relationship goals. Then we find out the man cheated, and then all of a sudden, not only do we start attacking that relationship, but I kind of seem that we kind of shade the women, right? Like, even though the man cheated, the women start, like you see, she act like her relationship was perfect. Right. And look, her man cheating. Like, the most recent example is Cardi B. Cardi B was so excited to be, engaged to Offset.
Cardi.
She throw his name, throw his name into songs, and people was just like, you're doing too much, and then, boom, a sex tape leak of him cheating.
Oh, wow.
And then now,
did you see it?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
Nowadays, I don't even go looking, you know what I'm saying? And then now there's allegedly another sex tape with a different woman that comes out. But a lot of times these guys are like all over the place, sleeping with women and stuff like that. So just because quote unquote people are happy in a relationship, we know that doesn't equate to monogamy. But the first question, the topic is why do women bear the shame of men cheating on them? Like I was saying, Cardi B, Lala, Beyonce, famous men cheating on them, but people shade them for staying with them, right? Because another thing is, we see that, these women are quote-unquote strong or being followed, and then their man cheats on them, and then they stay with the man. So now we're like, oh, she's so weak. We're shading the woman because they stayed with their man because these women were supposed to be strong, but they're letting their man cheat on them. So why do we shade the women? We're going to have...
Ladies first, of course.
Ladies first. That's why y'all here. Let's get it popping.
Well, okay, I'll start off. Well, let's talk about relationship goals. All right, and the social media hype about what a perfect relationship is.
I'm only reason I'm cutting you off because that is a sub-question, so I really want to answer that.
You want to talk about the shaming?
Yeah, why do we shame the women who got cheated on?
Go ahead, girls. We got to share that time. It's a lot of it.
I'll jump in. I think people wind up shading women because in society, it's always up to the woman to kind of keep things together, keep the household together, keep themselves together, make themselves look perfect all the time. So I think when certain things start to fall apart, it's almost as if, look at what happened to you now. So people put it on the female because it's usually the female that's usually the one that kind of boasts and brags about what they actually have. Yeah. And some people, how they often say, some people want to see you do good, but they don't want to see you do better than them. Yeah. So I think that's why you oftentimes...
So you say it makes people feel like, you know what? My man cheats on me, and Beyonce man cheats on me, so we in the same boat.
Right.
So people like feeling comfortable that even the great Beyonce or the Great Lala has their man cheats on her.
Right. I think it's because you tend to see, like, the woman. The woman is supposed to be, again, the person that kind of, like, upholds everything, and the person that keeps the entire family together, keeps the situation on point. Like, the woman typically, I'm not going to say carries the man, but she's kind of like the trophy in the relationship, or excuse me if I say trophy, but she's the person that...
No, you said it right.
I don't want to say trophy in the sense, in a negative sense, but she's kind of like the person that makes that relationship stand out. You always see women on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, oh, look at me and Bae, or posting pictures, or posting, vacation trips and so forth. You don't really see men doing that. So then I think because the woman is the person that's out front and out in the open, she's the one that's now getting the backlash for it.
Okay. So let's get...
And probably also because the wrong is being done to her and she stays, right? So the man is cheating and she decides to stay, so it looks as though she's doing the wrong thing because her man was just, unfaithful to her. He disrespected the relationship. So that's why I think that they look at it that way. But I think, relationships, it's more than that, Sure. So, sorry. So that's exactly why people go for it that way. Because it just looks as though you're weak, we're supposed to be strong women. We're supposed to, not take that disrespect. We're not supposed to, allow someone to walk over us or treat us the way that we shouldn't be, treated. So I think that's exactly why. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why, and especially women as role models. We look at Beyonce, those celebrities, Lala, and even Cardi B right now. They're supposed to be a strong, figure for us, especially minority women, as strong, women of color. So when you see a man, go ahead and doing something that is, not representing who you are as a woman, not, upholding his right to honor you, I mean, you can see how women can feel like, wow, yeah, like you're not really giving me that.
I'm jumping once, everybody.
No.
Okay, I guess in my opinion, I feel like we tend to judge women who goes back to, I guess, the quote-unquote dog that played her. But in all actuality, we forget that they're human. Human beings run on emotions, and if a woman chooses to mend a relationship than ending it, then we shame her, we judge her, we call her weak, we tell her you could do better. But why can't we encourage the woman to say, you know what, fight for your man, show him that, hey, you don't need to step out. What am I doing wrong? Or what are you doing wrong, and how can we fix this? Right. But instead, we rather shame them, and we rather go, he's a dog. Think about it. We've all been in relationships where we've sat down and said, oh, he's not working well, or, I'm plenty of times me and Sadani is bonded on he's a dog. Oh, he's a dog too. And we're just like best of friends because we're both in the same boat. And then the moment that one person comes out, you're just like, I just can't wait for them to fall. So we could be on the same level.
So let me get this to you fellas, because I feel like, it's crazy to me, because it's like we'll be the ones who mess up, and then our significant others. I know I'm gonna let you talk because I know you have a little background. I have to make one thing
clear with this, though. That let's be clear and we understand. It's the women shaming the other women.
Right.
That's what it is.
That's a fact.
Dudes is not shaming women for being cheated on.
That's a fact.
If anything, they seeing it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's these other women that's shaming the women, like, oh, you stayed with him. Meanwhile, that same woman is mad you staying with him because now she ain't got an opportunity to get him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
She want to shame you into leaving him.
And it's crazy. It's crazy because it's just like, dudes sometimes when these things happen, dudes feel sorry for the dude and be like, yo, like, I've seen so many men kind of come to Kevin Hart's defense.
Because he got caught.
To Kevin Hart's defense. I've heard dudes who's just like, Jay-Z only cheated because Beyonce was so busy. And dudes actually will feel sorry for
justify.
What do you think, Claire?
You know what it is I'm talking about the celebrity aspect of it. I think it's a little different, right? Because whenever you got to figure, when a dude that's a celebrity who has millions of dollars and he cheat, the women more tend to be like, okay, I'm gonna deal with that. If he was a regular dude, you might be like, nah, I'm gonna start over. But if he's popping, you gotta think twice because he's in the spotlight right now. It's easy for Beyonce. Beyonce has $350 million. Easy for Beyonce to be like, I ain't gonna mess with Jay-Z no more. But $350 and $1 billion together, it's a little bit better.
But
Yeah, but I don't think it's a money thing.
Yeah, when it come with celebrity, listen. When you talk
when you
about
have your own money, it's not a money thing. When you don't have the money,
it's a status
then
thing.
But
It's like,
it's a
if
status-
you leave Jay-Z, who's the next dude
But
you mess
I'm
with?
talking
That's on Jay-Z's level.
that's a fact. But I'm talking about if it was regular people that's cheating, that's different. But in the celebrity aspect, it looks better staying together as a power couple than starting over to be like, you know what, I'm gonna leave this dude, and then you find out the next dude might be doing the same thing. That's just my opinion, ladies.
I think
that's just my opinion.
I think when it comes to celebrities, you're only seeing one side, and that's what's presented
Perception
to
is
them.
everything.
And we don't know what's going on at home because who's to say that they're not sleeping in different rooms?
we saw Solange beat up on Jay-Z in that elevator. So
He
that's
took
when
it
you
like
knew
a
something
G.
was wrong.
He took it
That's
like
when
a
you
G.
knew something was wrong. Ain't no reason for your girl's sister to beat you up unless
But you know
you
how that
cheating.
is? It's just like, like even girls. Did everybody see the movie Girls Trip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think every woman has a homegirl like how Tiffany Haddish, I forgot what her name was, who's just like, you ain't gonna stick up for him? Well, I'm gonna go whip his ass for you kind of thing. So that's the Solange thing. But so my next question is, when we flip it on the other side, when a woman cheats, we act like she's the most terrible person in the world.
Horrible.
Like nobody supports
Horrible.
the woman who cheats. We be like, yo, she's a slut. Like, dude, yeah, but it's different the way he cheated. The way she did it was more foul. We always try to equate the levels of cheating, and the way the woman did it was worse, or I can't believe her kind of thing. So we'll have Ms. Johnson start off, and then we'll go back around. What do you think about that? Do you feel like when the woman steps out and cheats, we crucify her? She becomes publicly shamed. Because men cheat all the time, and we kind of sweep it under the rug as boys being boys. But when a woman cheats, it's just like, oh my goodness, she's a slut. How could she cheat on him, this, that, and the other?
Again, I think it falls back to just as a woman. I think women are placed on such a pedestal, and there's such an expectation that they're supposed to uphold certain.
Act like a lady.
Right, always act like a lady. So
You're supposed to be better than me.
There's
I'm
never
weak.
an opportunity to fail when you're placed on a pedestal. Nobody ever gives you room for error. There's never any room for error. So I think it's because as women, or when you look at a woman, rather, you look at them like they're supposed to carry themselves a certain way. They're supposed to maintain certain things. They're supposed to keep everything in order. There's nothing should ever fall apart. But again, we are human, and we are subject to giving into emotions at times, or giving into feelings, or I guess being susceptible to doing things that we may not typically want to do. But if there's temptation, and if we're not getting the attention that we need at home, or if we're not, being appreciated, then you can get, I guess, tempted by the next person that might be showing you some attention or showing you some affection, or again, because just the standard alone of you being a woman, you're supposed to uphold certain standards. You can't do any wrong. So I think that's why.
Let me add like a little piece to that, because I've heard the excuse that men physically cheat while women like emotionally cheat.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it
that's
worse.
A fact. That's a
So,
fact.
but is that justifiable to say that it was worse?
Yes, it's wrong.
Yes.
What Jay-Z said, I was just effing them chicks. I was going to get right back. You know what I mean?
Alright, so-
Y'all
so-
invested time.
Terrible.
You talking to dude on the phone. You know.
So
different.
Cliff, what do you think? What do you think?
I think because look, when a man, this is my opinion, ladies. Don't get too crazy. when a man cheat, he's lusting, whatever. Sometimes a woman will have a good man doing everything right, but he just not physically paying attention to the little stuff. And then you got this Joe Blow at work. He's listening to all your conversations. He's meeting you at the vending machine every day at 11 o'clock.
splitting a salad.
You know what I'm saying?
He's splitting a salad.
He's taking notes. Like, oh, she like this.
He got your latte for you at 10:30 the way you like it. And
Now
then-
he's your work husband. Y'all go to lunch together, splitting salad.
and now you're bashing your man, your relationship you're in, and you expressing it to him, and he's like, everything's going good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is what I'm here
If
for.
I had a woman like you, that would never happen.
So a guy, we might deal with somebody and keep it moving. But the emotion attachment, y'all go with it, it gets a little crazy. And then when we find out, we're like, it's like having a trophy. Once you realize that everybody else had your trophy, you don't want the trophy anymore. So you get frustrated. Real talk.
To me, that's a little less.
It's a little also selfish though.
It's
definitely selfish.
It's selfish, but listen. At the end of the day, that's just coming from a man's perspective. That's just my opinion. You understand?
I got a piece of advice. I got a piece of advice for the ladies. No, I'm just gonna give them some advice. I'm not gonna go into this whole dissertation.
Yeah.
Back to what you were saying, Ms. G, with the whole, seeing women as more than just human. Women are human, right? Mm-hmm. Tell your man, be like, listen, I'm human. Right. Same weaknesses you have, I might have too.
Definitely.
So don't just think like I'm so great and I can't slip up like you do. Because honestly, I've been guilty of that. Just seeing a woman like having higher expectations than I have for myself. You can't do that.
That's what it is.
You can't have higher expectations.
Higher expectations on women, just across the board. It's just always a higher expectation for women. Again, you can't do wrong. You fit into this perfect box, and that's it.
Okay. So let me have you ladies answer this, right? So, because like we're saying, we're talking about how women are treated, more harshly when they cheat. Mm-hmm. Let me put out another caveat that's out there that we don't tend to take the time to realize it. As far as, because you guys both said, and I said it too, like women cheat emotionally, men cheat physically and stuff like that. But women have needs just like we do. And to think about it, this is not assumption, this is factual. Women achieve orgasm way less during sex than men do. Like almost every time a man has sex.
He's not doing
but, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time, men do orgasm during sex. A lot of times, women are unsatisfied and don't orgasm during sex. So if you keep it real with yourself, a woman could be more cheating over the physical too, because she's not necessarily always getting what she deserves.
But communication is key. That's the great thing about relationships.
I do want the ladies to answer. So why do you think you guys are treated so unfairly when it comes to how women are attacked when they cheat in a relationship versus a man?
Now, are we talking about the man's response to the cheating?
I think women will shame that women shame both sides.
Because I do think that men can be a little emotionally insecure, and I think that makes it a bigger issue. I think women can kind of handle a man more likely to handle a man stepping out than a woman stepping out. Because I think that we are more in control of our emotions. I think men are a little it's a little touch and go with them. So I think that's why that can seem like a big deal. In that point of view, but I don't know. I think it's maybe just unexpected.
I want to get a little personal. I want to get a little personal. Have you ever cheated?
No.
Have you ever cheated?
Yes.
Was it emotional or physical?
Physical.
Just physical?
Yeah.
Was it emotional first, though?
That's why we here from the friends. I get into the Dr. Phil. Let my sister answer first, and then we gonna go back to that part. Go ahead, Sylvia.
I mean, to be honest,
you're not rock the hook.
I've never cheated, but have I been in relationships where I have thought of it? Yes. And I think that it goes with both emotion and physical attraction. For men, it's more physical attraction. And I guess the reason why I think this way is because I'm a therapist and I do couples therapy. But one thing you got to realize is that women are very emotional. We go with emotions. If we're tuned with a person, we're like, oh yeah, let's do this. He gets me. He understands me. Whereas a man is just like, yo, her body's mad banging. Yo, I want to tap that. What's good? And once she starts,
that should be more forgiving.
Why should that be more forgiven?
Because I ain't really into her like that. It's a ride. I just wanted to get on the ride.
It's the same way.
Get off and come back to you, babe.
But when a guy knows that a female cheats on him, he's like, oh, you let somebody in that? That's mine. Exactly. But you put yours in someone else.
But that's why. Hers. But that's what I was getting back to before. We have a higher expectation.
Yeah.
And it's wrong.
It is.
We feel like, oh, you wouldn't have let him hit it if you ain't really have feelings for him. You know what I'm saying? That's why we be hurt. Like, oh my God.
But then it also bruises your ego.
Yeah.
When a man is cheated on, it's like, she cheated on me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
it bruises your ego. It makes you feel like
in our sexual conquest and our sexual validity. As far we find more, sense of purpose in our sexual conquest versus a woman is just like, a woman. I hardly ever hear women talking about like, I threw it on him, this, that, and the other stuff like that. You know what I mean? Some women will say that, but it's not like they get a sense of pride of it. They wanna have that emotional connection. The man feels like, you know what, I have to conquer, I have to dominate. So if another man has conquered to dominate his quote unquote property, his quote unquote territory, he feels so
he's
hurt.
bruised. It's part of, it's like, you know, men are the providers. They're the one that, you know, stabilizes everything, where the women, we're the nurturers, we're the ones that make sure everything is great and dandy. And the guy, you know, he comes in, he steps in, he does his strength part, and then he goes about his business.
Okay. So back to when you cheated.
Yeah. Because that right there.
Can I take that back?
You no, listen.
She said it was physical though.
Yo,
which is surprising to me.
Views from the friend zone. New Year, we keeping them 100.
You know what?
Back to when you cheated.
I was
Go
young.
ahead.
I was young. It was
Okay.
my like first relationship. I wasn't ready.
Okay.
I wasn't ready to be committed. And I felt like once I said yes to him, I was scared of missing out on other opportunities.
Was it something he wasn't doing that you said, "Oh, I'm gonna go"? I think dude could do that for me.
I was just
you just wanted
curious
some more.
about, like, if you know what it was too. I think I felt like, okay, if he, you know, if he wants to commit to me, I wonder what it's like with this person, or like, you know, I wonder what, you know. I just was curious. I just was not ready to be in a serious relationship. So
Okay.
I was,
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I didn't know
Same
that.
question over here. We got to don't let her off the hook. Yeah, question over here.
We not letting nobody, no women off the hook. That's about.
She said she cheated?
No, she didn't answer the
Oh,
question.
Oh, okay.
She giving winks and stuff, so I gotta know what's going
I do
on.
want to come back to her as well as being a therapist. I did not know her occupation, so she can also provide a little more background.
Okay.
But go ahead.
So I have emotionally cheated. I will say that. I was younger, but I've never physically cheated. And the reason that I emotionally cheated, because I felt like I was not getting the attention that I wanted, or that I used to get from him. There was a time that, you know, everything was, we were kind of like in the honeymoon phases, I guess, where there was infatuation, there was, you know, like this insatiable
Butterflies.
chemistry, and yes, exactly, butterflies. And then as time, you know, went on and our relationship progressed as far as the time, I noticed that things started to change, and I was just like, okay, well, what about me? And sometimes having conversations, sometimes you're not mature enough to have those conversations that you need to have. And when, you know, other people...
Who was it that was sliding in your DMs? Who was it? Was this a close friend?
It was a friend. It was a friend. And
oh, baby,
yeah.
you.
It was a friend. And, you know, he was there to always listen, and of course he took advantage of those opportunities where, you know, I would share things with him, and he used that as an opportunity to kind of slide in, but it never turned physical, so I will say that.
Okay.
I'm so tamed.
As a therapist, this wasn't a question I had signed, but just, you know, do you think we put too much emphasis on the whole cheating, ending relationships kind of thing? Like, you know, we make that a rule of thumb, and like, oh, they cheated, so end all be all kind of thing. Do you think that people can continue to have healthy relationships post cheating?
All the time. The thing about relationships, it takes commitment, it takes communication, it takes attunement, and it takes trust. So admitting the fact that you messed up is the first step. If you cannot admit that, then there's always going to be that curiosity, there's always going to be that thoughts, what if, why, when, where, how. And he's always going to say, well, or she, because we're not only placing it on the female or the male, we're, you know, both parties are always going to say, you know, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And I think that a lot of the times you have those who say, you know, once I'm cheated on, I'm done with, because I don't want to deal with that, is because there's also that underlying cushion of fear, shame, anger, frustration. There's all that. And, you know, when you have all that riding on your back, it's like, I'd rather not go into that zone. I'd rather just keep it pushing.
What do you tell those people who are in relationships and they want to continue on, right? After being cheated on, whether it's the male or the female. But it's hard to progress after that, because whoever was cheated on, whether it be the male or the female, they say they're going to forgive, and they might forgive, but they're never going to forget. And it's going to constantly come up.
It's looking past it, because
Yeah,
if
but
you can
Constantly come up.
you can,
I know that from experience.
Yeah, but I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair, especially from a male's point of view, that we always be like, she forgive me, but she won't forget. Sometimes we have to not forget, because we got to learn from those mistakes. We got to use those as examples for us not to go down that wrong. I think we always force and push, like, come on, forget about it. No, not even forget about it, but let's learn to grow differently. You know what I'm saying? Let's learn to grow.
I thought we was
that.
past that.
But
Exactly.
I'd like to just say, again, if it's let's say if it's the woman that has been cheated on, I think we have to take into consideration that she wasn't expecting this. When two people come into a relationship, you don't expect to have any type of infidelity in your situation. So now that you are aware of it, you have to allow that person time. You can't just force it upon somebody to forgive or to accept that you have basically disrespected the relationship or stepped out of the relationship. You have to give a person time to be able to heal, because it's almost like you feel like something has died, something that you have like put into and you've allowed to grow, and now there's almost like a death to that. See, or an injury. I don't want to say a death, but an injury. So you have to allow that wound to heal. You can't just expect somebody to immediately say, okay, you know what, you cheated, no problem, it's good, everything is Gucci, everything is gravy about it, and let's walk forward. You have to allow that person time to be able to accept the situation, get through that situation, and then find out, okay, can I now move past what has happened? But I think when a person is when it's already forced upon them when they find out, but you can't force the person into moving forward with you if they themselves have to heal.
They heal at their own pace.
So let me ask one last question on this topic before we go. And you started to talk about this earlier, and that's why I kind of like push it back. Relationship goals is the image of happy relationship. So the whole relationship goals. We see, like, let me tell you an example of bad relationship goals. How we just quick to run things. A couple weeks ago, it was a Instagram post that went viral. It was a black male and a white woman who were in a relationship, and the black male had a portrait of the woman he was dating tattooed on his back. And it was quote unquote relationship goals and went viral, millions of shares and stuff like that. A few weeks later, that woman was killed, and he became the lead suspect as the person who killed that woman. But we ran and said relationship goals. If you're not doing this for me, I don't want it, kind of thing.
Wait, hold up. He black?
Yeah.
And she was white?
Yeah.
And he had a portrait tattooed on his back?
Yeah.
So she looked like a black woman.
Was he
wearing white on his back? White don't show real good.
Oh my God!
I don't remember.
We're gonna get back to him. Keep going.
So the question is, the whole concept of relationship goals, the image of being happy relationship, is that putting too much pressure into relationships? Because I tend, we always say, wow, these people look so happy because we see images portrayed. But you know what? How many times? Let's keep it honest. Like a sleazy dude who hits his woman, he's not posting, beat that bitch up last night. You know what I'm saying? So we never portray our trash. We never portray our negativity. We always portray the beauty in it, right? And, I've been accused of people saying, oh, you ain't always so happy, but you always post these happy pictures. I'm like, yo, I don't do the social media sharing of those pictures because I'm waiting for 100 people to like it. I do it, one, because I'm happy at the moment, and two, that's a great photo album for me, right? Because I'm a guy. I take a picture, I put it somewhere, I don't even look at it no more. But Facebook will let me remember that moment, especially that last year around this time. I love those because that's
last time around this time, I love my wife, but today I can't stand her.
So I actually want you to start off with the answer to this. Do we put too much pressure on relationships because of the relationship goals and the imagery that we portray? Is that putting too much pressure on relationships?
I think society in general, especially with the uprise of social media, we put too much pressure on ourselves. We put too much pressure on other people's relationships. We portray this perfect relationship, but what is a perfect relationship? Like, who dictated this perfect relationship? And these images, they could tell 1,000 words, 1,000 stories, and it's just however we portray it and how we perceive it. But the thing is that your perfect relationship is what you and that other person that you're with.
That's a fact.
That's your perfect relationship, not someone to say, oh, well, he takes you out every day. That's a perfect relationship, because he may take me out every day because he can't cook. Or, vice versa.
Well, she can't cook, so that's why we got to go up to But I think we compete against false idols. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. It's all about the likes.
Like sometimes, and I'll be honest with you, I'll see couples and they did that. I'm like, I need to take my wife out and go do this and stuff like that. And it's not even sometimes coming from a place of just wanting to do it just to do it, just because I saw it being done and now I need to do it as well.
I'm gonna jump in from the guy's perspective. I think the relationship goals, the competition aspect of it is very dangerous, right? With social media, right? Because when you're in a relationship, you should be based on what you and your partner do, right? Because you might go on Instagram or Facebook, and this dude is stunting hard. He's doing stuff every day with her, every day, like, and he's the same one punching in the eye. And I told you come home at 10 o'clock, but all you see is the images and
rose
pictures.
petals out of feet.
All these pictures.
Like you see the Louis bag he got, but not the black eye he gave you because before he gave you that.
Nobody, listen.
But we're not saying domestic violence is everywhere. It's just an example. Just
an example, right? So I think when you base your relationship, you shouldn't look at others. You should look at yourself, and it's not a competition. If I'm with you, I don't want to compete with you. I want to work together with you, and that's the problem now. There's too much competition going on in between the two people that's in the relationship. Relationship goal is working together and being a team, and that took me a long time to understand that. And I went through a lot of trials and tribulations to understand, like, you know what? I got to work together with this person to be stronger and to build a process of what I want to get done. Because if I'm competing and going against her, nothing's gonna get done. So a lot of times,
Jay-Z over there. If the family feuds, nobody wins.
But a lot of the times, I feel like in relationships, we're competing with our partner, and it destroys it. Yeah. Competing is not just a picture wise. I'm talking about you could be in a relationship with somebody and they could be jealous of you, and you don't have no idea.
I was just gonna say,
what's going on? I'm with you. What's up?
Someone I know, I was talking to them and they was just like, yo, my wife is jealous of my lifestyle, and I laughed at it because it's supposed to be your lifestyle.
That's 100% fact. But she's jealous of
my particular lifestyle.
Listen, let me tell you something. You could be in a relationship, and you could be in a relationship, and the other person, they're not really your teammate. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing to do is work together. Don't look at social media and other people pics and stuff. What you call the pics is good for the 2 minutes. You know what I mean? And then you gotta go back to reality of what's going on with your situation. Everybody's situation is different.
Social media is the problem. They say, I saw a quote in one of these groups. I'm in a lot of groups, relationship, sports groups. You hear a lot of good stuff, a lot of trash, but a lot of good stuff. And it said, you show me a successful relationship, I'll show you one that's not on social media.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, this is my thing. You could see one chick on there, one dude, oh, my bae, loving. 2 months later, she got the next dude on there. You're like, what happened to the old dude?
Yeah.
Your memory's done crazy. You know, so it's like, why are you doing all of that?
Last longer than relationships.
Exactly. Sometimes. And this is my thing. If you're going to put your relationship on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, this is what I want to see. Oh, yeah. That nigga make me sick today, but that's my boo, and none of y'all ain't getting him. Simple as that. You know, I don't just want to see, oh, he's so sweet. No, he get on my nerves today. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a real relationship, but I still love him. You know what I mean? Or I ain't messing with him no more. I don't want to see a picture a week later. Oh, this is my babe. Look what he did. You know, I don't want to go through your relationship with you.
I don't want to see none of that. I want to see the post and pic that says, "Growing together is good, but we do have problems. I love him. That's it. And keep it moving." I don't want to see, oh, this is my babe and this is what you call it, this and that. A lot of times when I post on social media and relationship go, I'll post with my wife or my daughter and stuff, what you call it, because that's real to me now. I was a wild boy. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I wasn't, but I know what is what. So, you know, I'm posting real life stuff.
Well, let's just say a lot of relationship goals is keeping women single. Because, you know, that
the standards be crazy.
It is. It's making the standards real high and ridiculous. You know, until you're in a relationship, you realize what the goal is.
It's fact.
And the goal is to whatever make your relationship work, however that needs
being a partner together, growing together is important. Not competing. Growing together is gonna build a family forever. Competing, you might be here today, going tomorrow. That's
one thing I want to say, because I do need to move on to another topic, but the one thing I do want to say is that a lot of times relationship goals is not sustainable because you're chasing these goals where it's just like, he might be able to do this and do this special stuff like that, but you don't know it's killing him to do that kind of thing, or he's doing it superficially. He's not doing out the, you know, the goodness of his heart, and you can't hold on to it. You know what I'm saying?
You have to be realistic about what their goals are and not compete, but not just compete within a relationship, compete with other people.
That's a fact.
And I think a lot of times people wind up competing due to self-esteem issues, due to lack of confidence. So I think it's very important you have to walk into something confidently, and then the two of you confidently maintain what you have.
Yeah. So because we got a short limited time, I'm going to move on to the next topic. Now, the next topic was just one particular topic, but I kind of last minute made it into two because of the craziness this week, right? And it was the coolest monkey in the jungle.
Oh, God.
We saw how that viral went to.
Sensei, go last, please.
But now I had to add to it, the coolest monkey in the jungle and what it means to be from a shithole country. Right? Because that was another BS kind of thing. And
45.
And to me, it just, it's just, if I could just squeeze it into one particular segment, it's just like, the first question I have with those two kind of things, if we can make it, is the image of black people still a joke in America? Right? Because I feel like it just constantly, we always have to be like, we didn't mean it that way, or it wasn't meant to be kind of thing like that. But how many times do we have to be disrespecting on such a large scale and then it has to be walked back? Oh, we're being too sensitive about it. No one else continually is made the butt of the joke as a whole people more than black people in this world.
That's a fact.
And it's just like, what can we do? Why do we still have such an issue? To be honest with you, when Obama became president, I thought to myself, and that's a naive 2008 mentality, like, things
was changing?
We're finally going to get the respect that we deserve because we had someone of our...
said that.
Look. Someone of our look rise to the highest position in the world. And now having 45 as president, to me, being president is a joke now. I don't even see that as one of the greatest positions.
But to Caucasian people and other... They didn't say they had a president for 8 years. They said that was your president. Some of the conversation was like,
don't bunch every white person into the same bag.
Not every
person felt that way.
Not every person, but some people would be like, that's your president.
Yeah, those who didn't vote for him felt that way. My thing, getting back to the monkey thing.
You were supposed to go last.
Who was that appealing to though? Who are you selling to? Who are you trying to get to buy this hoodie? I just want to know that H&M. Who was they trying to sell to? It's not selling. Black community. We want to buy that. You put the coolest monkey in the jungle?
Honestly, and it was very disrespectful as being somebody that's African American. But I think the mother did it financially. I don't know her space. No, but listen. I'm gonna
that's who nobody blames, and they should blame.
I'm gonna answer.
She said she was okay.
I'm gonna answer in 2 minutes, and I'm gonna let everybody else answer. I don't know her space financially. So when I see that you let somebody throw that hoodie on your son, or somebody who raised that you want to be a young man and be something in life, and he put on the hoodie, coolest monkey, and post that. So to me, as somebody as African American, I said financially, she went for it that way. I'm trying to think of the positive outlet of it. It was disrespectful. It was nothing.
How big
good.
The bag got to be to let you put that on your kid?
Listen, no, Bella ain't getting that on what you call it. You know what I mean? Bella's not wearing that, but I'm saying.
I definitely want you as a therapist. I know I put a lot of pressure on you once I found out you. But what I want to say is that the reason why, forget the mother, and I know a lot of people. I'm sorry, but that's true. That's true. But I think a lot of people put the pressure on the mother, saying, "Oh, the mother shouldn't." That is on a deeper level. That is an issue as well. But to me, it's the corporate responsibility of such a huge brand, like
marketing.
Like just think about it. Like Views from the Friend Zone is a small podcast. It's a group of 3 of us, and then whatever. So I can slip up and post something crazy, and it's just like, you know what? It's just 3 of us. You know what I'm saying? So. And then me, most of the time I'm handling the page or whatever. I can post something crazy.
Somebody should have caught that, right?
But when you're H&M, a huge brand, the parent company is worth like $40 billion. That's not something you slidely go by. A couple of people saw it and said, laughed and said, do it anyway.
I mean, realistically, let's be real. Look at all the baby clothes that's out there. How many baby clothes do you see with cows, monkeys, birds, all the time. And I'm totally with y'all. I was with y'all when I saw it, and I was just like, that's some bull, and this is disrespectful. But then when I sat back and thought of it, I said, we're going to get mad, we're going to post, we're going to flip out, we're going to do all this stuff. Yes, it's disrespectful, but we're going to still consume the products. Look at all the girls that rock the Louis Vuittons. Look at all the girls that rock the Tommy and the Michael Kors bags and the Timbs. And I love my Timbs.
That's why I said, I told Ralph Lauren, yo, Polo, I support you a lot. Keep that same energy you've been having for the last 20 years. Because I don't need you to do something like that. If you are racist,
just keep it on the low,
keep it on the low, because I need to continue.
But I think one of the things that we forget is that we're conscious about it. We're conscious. Every day when I walk in, I mean, I went to a program where I was the only black person in a room full of white people, and we talked about certain topics, and they looked to me and they were just like, Sylvia, what do you think? And I was just like, am I the spokesperson for all black people?
You are at that moment.
At that point, that's how they think. But you got to think about it. When they're doing these products, they're not thinking, well, how is this going to affect our brown and black skinned people? Like, how is this going to affect us?
What bothered me, like, I almost would have just said, you know what, it's not that big of a deal. So Insane Campaign used a Caucasian boy and said survival expert. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was just like,
see that?
Because
putting
to them,
salt in the wound.
Yeah, and it is. But
thing.
To them, you got to understand, it's coming from South Africa. To them, it's, oh, this is our norm. It's a joke. It's a butt of a joke. And I'm glad that we, were outspoken and said this is unacceptable. But we have to have that same energy with everything else.
And it hurt me. It was such a beautiful, dark-skinned black boy, and he looked all confident. And I was just like, this could have been such a good moment. And then it's just like, I don't know if y'all remember the Cosby Show. I'm gonna do it real quick. When Cosby explains to the one of the boyfriends, I forgot who it was. I think it was Vanessa's boyfriend, who was an older dude, and he's like, imagine making this steak, and then you put it on a garbage lid.
On a trash can.
And it's just like, damn, like it could have been such a special thing, and it's just ruined.
So if they'd have put the same hoodie on the white boy, it wouldn't have the same impact. Is that a matter? Does that go to how we see ourselves?
The only reason why it's such an issue, because constantly, as derogatory terms, we've been referred to as monkeys and animals and jungle animals. Consistently, even the concept of the movie King Kong is loosely based on the uncontrollable beast lusting over the white woman,
the black man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And they had studies about that. So that's why it's so disappointing, because it's just like, how many times does this have to be explained that this is not acceptable? And it keeps saying, oh, we didn't mean it that way. Let's take it back to Dove, how they were showing how the cleaner version of the woman was the white woman and the dirty version was the dark woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, oh, we didn't mean it that way. And it's not just an American kind of thing. Even in Japan, they had a very insensitive thing where they
put him in the dishwasher, not the washing machine.
And then now he's clean. He was dirty, and then now he's clean. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's hurtful, because these are major corporations, and I know we have to try harder to buy black and stuff like that. But sometimes, until it's a very easy option, like to me, I try my best to support black people and stuff like that. But sometimes it's hard. That's why I was like, Ralph Lauren, please keep that same energy. Because I used to be a FUBU dude.
But the one thing
I used to be a FUBU dude
do
in the 90s.
Respect about us
and
is our dollar.
And Rockaway.
I think that's the only thing they do respect about us is our dollar.
Because we spend 3 times more than we earn.
They try to, encourage us to spend, I remember the first McDonald's commercials I seen where it was like all black people, and they was shucking and jiving, get that Big Mac, in the wings,
And you said this, and I want the woman to answer. Even if you're not a mother, I still want woman perspective. Like, the mother said she was not bothered, and we're making a big deal about it. Are you guys worried? And she's saying that we're worried about the wrong thing. So as you've been quiet, so
I mean, I would say I was definitely offended by it. I had this conversation with my coworkers, and we always have conversations about what it is to be black And, I'm often the one that's too sensitive about it because I'm the darkest one in the room, so it's always,
Are there other black people in the room, or are you just...
Well, yes, one of my colleagues, she's Puerto Rican. She doesn't consider herself to be black. And another one is Puerto Rican and black. Even though she considers herself to be black, she's very much caught up in her light-skinnedness, so... Then again, I'm always the one who's vouching for the black people, but it's always like, but don't worry about you. It's not you. You're cute for a black, dark.
Yeah.
I'm always
The for is the worst. You can never say for.
Yeah.
It's
You're
always
cute
that
for.
conversation, so it's
Yeah.
always that debate. So I mean, sparking off of that, like I was definitely offended by this image of this beautiful black boy being personified as the coolest monkey in the jungle when he's, clearly next to this white boy who was an expert. Clearly it was obvious.
Yeah.
If anything, we're the survival experts. Look at the things we've survived. Come on now.
What do you think, Michelle?
I personally, I think it's up to us as black people to stand together and continue to rise above certain situations, especially when there's racism involved. I don't like when we use words such as nigger, whether it's an ER, A. I think especially when it's I absolutely hate when it's used in front of other races, especially white
Because we make them think
right.
It's
Like,
okay, yeah.
You make it seem as if it's acceptable when it is done. Just like with the clothing issue with this little boy, I don't think it's acceptable. I don't think that the mother is well informed in terms of what we as a people have struggled with and continue to struggle with. So I think she should have taken a stance, especially if she even stated that. I think her little boy has modeled for other companies before and so I'm sure she had enough money in the bank to at least.
But would it justify it if she was on
No.
like a financial hardship?
It would justify it.
I don't think it justifies it, honestly.
It would justify
me
it.
personally, because if you're in that situation, if you know how to get your son or get opportunities for your son, you'll be able to pass up that and go on to the
All
next
money's not
opportunity.
good money, too.
Yeah, all
You gotta
money's
realize.
right. You have to be able
Sure.
to realize exactly when
Sure.
when the money or when that particular situation is kind of demeaning you as a person, and you have to stand above that and say, you know what, I understand that there's money involved in this, but let me see what else is out there for me. You have to be able to stand for something, because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
That's a fact.
So, say what you got to say, then I want to ask something.
All right, I'm elaborating. I think financially, I think it was a financial move for her, and she's not gonna tell you that she's broke, and that no, she's not gonna tell you that last commercial probably saved her home. She's not gonna tell you that. So when they offered the $30,000 or $40,000, say, you know what, we're gonna put that on. She probably took it like that, because why would she tell you that? Oh, I did this, what you call it, for the money and stuff. I think it was a financial move.
Or she
knew.
I
think it had
she
to.
was ill-informed. I don't think that she understands the struggle that black people have gone through and continue to go through. I think that, unfortunately, with a younger generation of people tend to dismiss.
When you got a T-shirt,
disrespect.
when you got a T-shirt that said the coolest monkey, in what you call it, you gotta understand that. If she understand the definition. She said to herself, you know what? The commercials. She probably didn't think it was gonna be that big. That's why she let her son. She said, you know what? Just put the hoodie on. We're gonna get the check and get out of it. Listen. That's how dangerous. That's how dangerous social media is. Once it went viral, then she was like,
But let's assume that let's assume that social media is not a factor in her experience currently at this time. Let's assume that she does know how oppressed her people were and the oppression that's still going on today, 2018. Let's assume that she does know that. Can we also assume that she may have told her son, you know what, just because you wear a fitted hat don't make you a drug dealer on the corner of Brooklyn streets? Just because you wear Timbs don't make you a drug dealer? Just because you wear a hoodie does not mean that you're about to go shoot someone? So maybe she taught her son, you know what, just because you go, and I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Just because you wear this hoodie does not define who you are as a person.
that's a fact.
When I worked in a jail, Union County Jail, working with kids, 12-year-old murderers, I had to tell them, don't let this statistic that's your docket number and your NYSA number or your NJ ID number define who you are, because you still have time to reinvent yourself. You still have resilience within yourself to be a better person. So what if she told her son, yeah, you're going to wear this shirt, But please understand, just because you wear the shirt, you're not a monkey, and you're not the coolest monkey in the jungle. You're a king. What if she told her son that?
But you still have to set a precedent.
So,
Yes, you do.
I need to add another question because we're coming close to time, right?
How old was this kid? Like 8 or 9?
He looked like
He looked
6 or
like
7.
7, 8, 9.
I want to shout out my boy Chris Classic. He's the first one who put the crown on the hoodie.
And everybody
Yeah,
took
yeah.
that.
I went to college with him, and that's what went viral because he's the one who did put that
okay.
king in the hoodie and stuff like that. So I want to shout him out.
And I think even Puffy now is has offered him. I don't know
Like
if
$1
the
million.
mother is
I don't know where that's going from. And I really feel bad for the young man because it's just like,
Oh, he's gonna be all right.
popular. He's popular and
gonna
stuff
be
like
all
that.
right.
But it's still a hurtful conversation.
No, it's
to be brought up.
disrespectful. It's
But I
disrespectful.
want to kind of play devil's advocate as well. Do we care as much about the acceptance of others outside of our race? Like, for example, if the boy was a light-skinned boy wearing the monkey T-shirt, would it have resonated as hard?
Meaning a light-skinned black boy?
Light-skinned black boy, yeah.
I think it's still the same thing. It holds the same weight.
It does, but I don't know if it would have resonated as hard.
Yeah,
No.
I'm gonna be honest
That's
with you.
his
I don't know if
question.
if he let's just say if he was like a Drake mulatto looking light skinned kid, curly hair, light skin, fair colored eyes and stuff like that, would we have jumped out the window
I
like
say
that?
Drake.
I mean,
Drake is half white. You gotta just-
So, but that's why I said mulatto, like a mix. But we
Like
say
I'll
Drake
be
is a black
sure.
artist,
Like
an
I'll be sure
kind of
kind of dude. You know?
Would we react the same way if another black kid was inside the survival expert shirt? Will we be this outraged if the whole photo shoot was just black kids?
Nope.
No,
Definitely
but
wouldn't.
That's what makes it seem so calculated because of the way
Because
they did
of
it.
course.
Like they doubled down on
Of
it.
course, of course, it was. It felt like borderline.
It was
It felt
bad
on that. It
advertisement
felt like the
altogether.
advertisement was a picture of Roots.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, you felt like
I
you was
mean,
watching
why you
Roots
think-
just
why
from
you
the
think-
advertisement because you're like, hold on, what's going on here?
Well, why do you think
But-
the TV show Roots is no longer on?
But that's something I'm trying to say. When
Anything
he
that
when he
kind
stood
of
up,
makes us woke or try to wake up, it always kind of gets
Everybody watch Get Out over
Because
and over
you know
again.
why? Because it's uncomfortable for them. This is our everyday reality. For them, it's like, oh, well, I don't live in it, so why do I have to worry about how it affects you? At the end of the day, I'm white. I have my privilege. I'm going to do what I have to do. Whereas us, we have to wake up every morning and be like, oh, if I walk past white people, are they going to stare at me a different way? Like, am I going to,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
don't wake up feeling like that.
I
was
don't.
thinking
I don't
about
wake
that.
up.
I'm not thinking about
you
that.
Don't wake. You don't. You don't
I don't
wake up
think
that
about
way.
it.
You don't wake up think about that way. But there is a black person in this
That
world
does.
that's their experience.
that's a fact.
No, it's a fact. Like I work in corporate America at a big company, and it's just like I always kind of have to see when things are said sly. Did they say it to me because I look the way that I look, or they just said it because they would have said that? So you always kind of weigh that everyday kind of
That's
thing.
a fact.
Like even for example, and you know what? I've been at my company going on 5 years, and it's me and another black guy, and it's just like we've been in the same position for 5 years, and we have new people come in. We train
See them move up.
we help them and stuff like that. And my thing is about it is just like, at the end of the day, if it was just me, I would have said, you know what, maybe there's certain things I know I could work on, but cool. But I'm just like, the things that they tell me to work on or I should work on, that's not his issue. So why is he still here too? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's 100% a color thing, but it's just like when you watch things like that happen, you kind of feel like, man, is the deck being stacked against me? So I want to move on because we only got a few minutes.
Yeah.
To
Y'all doing great,
crazy
ladies.
last
Y'all
topic,
doing
right?
great.
And this
Y'all doing
topic
great.
is 2018 ratchet behavior. And the reason why I say that is, no, hear me out. We always say 2000.
Hands will make you dance. Hands will make you dance. Hands will make you dance.
No, hear me out. New year, new me. We always say,
that's the worst.
we're always gonna do this now. I want everyone to take real quick. Say like what kind of out of the box, maybe ratchet, maybe crazy thing that you want to do.
2 minutes
For this
span,
year.
everybody.
This
2
year.
minutes, right?
No, I don't even think we have that much time. But it's like for instance, to me, I care too much about what other people think. So my attitude for 2018 is F all of y'all. All of y'all, F you. I don't care what you say.
Word.
I got goals. I'm going to reach for
Middle
the goals.
fingers up.
If you don't support me, it's cool. I'm going to keep moving.
My-
It hurt me last year that I didn't get support from people that I thought should support me. And this year, I'm just like, I don't need your support if you don't want to give it to me. So, everybody.
I'm gonna piggyback on that. My thing is, and people that know me, I always say that there's a lot of people that don't like me, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm gonna keep it moving, because the way I keep that moving, good things are happening because I put the Lord first now.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
Ms. John said, like, what you didn't do in 2017, it could be ratchet, it could be out of the control that you want to do for 2018.
I don't know about ratchet. I haven't set any ratchet goals, but my goal for this year is to actually travel to Africa.
Nice.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful.
Africa. Well,
Ladies.
go first.
Like out of your comfort zone, what will you do this year that's out of your comfort zone? I use ratchet just to say ratchet, but what's out of your comfort zone?
Not to plan anything. I'm a planner.
Okay.
I like things to be organized, so I'm going to try to. I'm spontaneous when it comes to like having fun, but with life, I'm just going to live it. Just because life is too short.
Yeah,
So
you have
just
to.
live it.
You have to.
I would say 2017 was my fun year, my ratchet year.
Mm-hmm.
So this year is my disciplined year. So nothing ratchet, just
discipline.
more discipline. Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, across the board.
I'm leaving my job.
Really?
Yeah, I'm done. I've been there almost 15 years. Usually you want to stay in something like that, but
that's still a
That's so
blessing.
close
let
to
me
the
tell you
money.
something.
Step
Peace
on
of
faith.
mind is priceless.
Step
And
on
if you
faith.
don't have the peace of mind, the paycheck don't matter.
That's a
You gotta
fact.
have the
That's
peace
a
of
fact.
mind.
That's a fact.
So I don't have the peace of mind there no more. I don't want to be there no more. I'm gone.
That's a fact. But you're gonna start a new journey.
That's right.
That's a
And
fact.
another thing for 2018, I mean, I'm married, so I can't, like, shoot your shot in 2018, right? Like, reach for shit that you don't necessarily qualify for, you don't necessarily feel comfortable in. Do that, because Trump is president, yo.
Anything can happen.
Anything possible.
Anything is
If
possible.
anybody ever reached,
That's a fact.
that
That's
man
a
reached.
fact.
That's the one thing I can respect about Trump, and it's hard to say respect and Trump in the same sentences.
Yeah.
That dude is so delusional. He straight up in the meeting said, "My point of view of this meeting, everything y'all say, I agree with. That's what I'm thinking." He's
said that in the meeting?
He's taking credit for making Martin Luther King a federal holiday.
Oh wow.
Wow.
He did a whole thing like, I'm signing. Dude, it was already a holiday. What are you talking about? But you know
Yo.
what? That's the moxie
That's a
it
fact.
takes
That's
to
a
be
fact.
successful.
That's a fact.
So in
Yeah.
2018, shoot
The
your
moxie.
shot. Reach for some shit that you don't really qualify for and try it.
I gotta say one more thing. And also, don't look for handouts. Work hard. Because when you work hard and you get it done yourself, people will respect you and good things will come your way. Nobody's helping each other anymore. You gotta go get that. Point blank period. When you do that, things will work out. And be good to others, no matter what. Even if you know that person don't like you, you still say, "Hey, what's going on?" You know, no.
You all right,
No,
me?
no.
What I'm helping you for?
No. That's not about. It's not about helping them. It's about reaching a level of respect to know that, you know what, you don't affect my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned. Work hard. Work hard is gonna pay off. Trust me. That's what I'm. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, so this is the end of the show. I really appreciate you guys coming through. You guys brought us back strong.
Sell your.
No, we
let them
brought
sell-
you back
okay,
strong. So
definitely.
I want everyone to get a chance to, like, shout out something that they're working on and stuff like that. Like,
And
hey,
then-
I'm start off. I'm following up my book that I wrote in 2015. I'm gonna, before the year's over, put out the follow up. I started working on it. My little brother's like, "Yo, you bugging out. I love that first book. Come out with the second one." I know y'all don't read as much as we used to back in the day, but let's make reading popular again.
Okay.
Can you do an audio book for your book, please?
Okay. I need to do that because people drive. And
I like to
listen
listen
them.
to books.
Exactly.
I do audio books.
So I have nothing specific, but like I said, I want to be more disciplined. So a lot of things creatively I have in my mind, I just want to actually get started. You know, they always say like today, start today. So I'm just trying to actually just jump on certain things that I.
If I could jump in and say one more thing, if anybody has any cool volunteer experiences that they're working on, please share, comment, share it to us. Because I said this year, I said God gave me another chance because I literally almost died last year and I'm still here. So I want to volunteer more. I want to help. I don't care what the volunteering is, I want to try to do a volunteer project once a month at least.
That's a
So
fact.
if anybody's working on something, especially if you're working with the youth and minority youth who needs, upliftment, please tag me into it because I want to do that.
I don't really have much plans other than running the Spartan race in June. And
So your occupation. Tell them what you do.
oh well, I'm a therapist, but right now I'm just like studying for the exam. So I'm
Okay.
I'm chilling right now and making plans to move with my
If you ever
husband.
do your private practice and stuff like that, I want to have you come back on and we plug it and
Nice.
discuss
Yeah,
it.
I mean, my focus is trauma, so do a lot of trauma focus.
And you know, black people, we got a lot of trauma in our
that
lives,
we
so
do
that'd
not
be
talk
beautiful.
about.
What about you, Sensei?
Hey, I'm just trying to do right this year. Listen, 2017 was a tough year for me.
Yo, it was tough. It was tough to be true.
I got one more court appearance this year, and hopefully that's the last time I'm in court, and for the rest of the year. So I'm just trying to tell all of y'all, be smart. Don't make split-second decisions that could affect
Ruin
your
the rest
entire
of your
life.
life.
You know what I'm saying? Think about these things. No, I got nothing to plug. Just love and peace, man. Try to love everybody, and move on with that.
Just 2017. I promise you, and I know the reason why is because I put God first. The energy and the level of respect and the movements that I made was power moves. I made power moves this year. I'm keep up the same energy. I'm so thankful for my family and my friends, the close ones. People don't even know because I carry myself the same way. I've been through a lot. Okay, through one person, and I'm still fighting the good fight, but I never let it deteriorate me. I'm keeping it strong all the way. That's the only way I know.
Yo, so much so.
I'm just thankful for just good people around me and the good energy, and then the energy I keep around me, the blessings keep coming.
Yeah. I just want to piggyback off of what he's saying. He's been through so much that when I was going through my thing, and it was just like, yeah, you almost died and stuff like that, I was just like, yo.
Yeah.
What I need to do to just keep forward, because I watched him go through craziness and he never lost faith in himself. I was just like, yo, if my little brother could do what he do, how can I sit there and cry to God and say, why me, why me? I just be like, yo, all right, what do you want me to do next, kind of thing. So I come in on that. Close this out, Miss G.
All right. Well, I'm a licensed social worker, so I do have other professional goals that I'd like to set for myself. So I would just say overall, just personal as well as professional empowerment.
Nice.
That's good. That's good.
And like I said, if you ever have something going on where you want some support, you need some hands and stuff like that, let us know. We'll try to come through. So once again, thank you guys for coming through. Like I always say,
Views.
chase your legacy and not liability.
2018 first episode.
We out.
View from the friend zone.
I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kind of sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kind of sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo.